Hi Aquarius, welcome to your April video. Welcome to Aries and Taurus season. So I talked a lot about astrology in the beginning of the video. So if you want to check my intro out, most of that information is there. But of course there are a few things that I would like to mention to you. This is not happening in April, but we do have Uranus entering Taurus soon. In May, I believe, like May 14th, I want to say. Mid-May, maybe early May. But that is something coming up for you guys that could be affecting you. We have Uranus is in Aries right now. Really just chilling out at the latest degrees. At like third decan, definitely like 28, 29 degree Aries. So, wherever your ruling planet is, you definitely want to take note of that, because it affects you as an Aquarius. That's your ruling planet of change. So this Aries season definitely had a lot to do with, change and forward movement thinking, which in order to move forward like Uranus wants, we have to embrace literally sudden change. Like it's the god of the sky. So Uranus is the sky god, and it's the only planet that spins on its side. So this is about dancing to the beat of your own drum, and even when things are changing. So right now, we are on a we're in a very serious time of change, especially with the new moon in Aries. We had that happening. Aries is your third house, and that means Scorpio is your ninth house. Is that right? No. Yeah. Aries is your third house. Scorpio is your ninth house. So that's really cool that you have Scorpio as your ninth house. So do I, Aquarius. I have that in my natal chart. So I'm lying. Actually, my ninth house is Libra. I'm not sure why I just thought that. But yeah, Scorpio is your ninth house. So you guys learn more. You expand on when things transform. So that's really cool that astrology kind of says that about you guys. Now, hold on, let me move my sitting arrangement because I need to be comfortable for your guys' reading. But let's see if there's anything else. So first half of the month, end of March, beginning of April, we had that full moon in Libra, and that happened. That was an air sign. So 12, 11, 10. So that was your ninth house. So Scorpio is not your ninth house. Scorpio is your 10th house. Yeah. That makes more sense. Okay, that makes more sense. So don't pay attention to me. This is the end of my reading, so I get a little bit, come on now, Aquarius. Our energy is very mysterious. It even confuses me sometimes. But yeah, that's your 10th house. Scorpio is your 10th house. So yeah, that full moon at the end of the month, let's see here, has a lot to do with your career. Now, okay. So we do have that in common. Scorpio is my 10th house of career, legacy, long-term goals, finances. So, yeah, that's what's going to be transforming for you guys at the end of the month. Now, that would make Taurus your 4th house. So we're talking here a little bit about the end. So let's rewind a little bit, talk about Libra, which is your 9th house. So Libra, that makes more sense. Libra is your 9th house, meaning that, as far as you guys are balanced when it comes to expansion. You guys learn more from balance communication, because Libra is your 9th house. So there was a full moon in your 9th house, and that makes sense. That makes so much sense. My 9th house is Libra. Aquarius' 9th house is Libra. Scorpio is their 10th house. My 10th house. This is my natal chart that I'm talking about here. So I definitely, I am very Aquarian-like, I'm realizing. I learned my 9th house is Libra as well. So that full moon coming into April. So me and you both, Aquarius, in this case, we both had a lot of completions and new beginnings happening in the 9th house sector, which is expansion and higher learning. So we could just be learning a lot right now, Aquarius, expanding on our knowledge, expanding our horizons as far as long distance travel. That could be initiating soon. So yeah, the beginning of April was all about your 9th house and your 3rd house. So Aries season is all about communication for you. It's about short distance travel. So some of you could even be short distancing traveling. Like this is like 30 minutes to an hour away, maybe even 2 hours away. It's just not like across country. It's just, you know, our lower mind. And, you know, I think of Gemini, which is the third house, but for you, it's occupied by Aries. So, you know, Aquarius, some of you could even be aggressive speakers, which is basically arguments. Like, if you're going through anybody speaking to you aggressively or just you speaking aggressively in Aries season, I mean, there's just so much energy in Aries. We had a new moon there, so definitely setting new intentions for your throat chakra, and as far as you speaking your truth, and maybe even if you wanted to travel short distances, then you could have set intentions for that as well with this Aries new moon. We're going to have Chiron into your third house too. And of course we have Taurus season, which is a fixed season. I think in Taurus season you guys are going to be doing a lot better as far as stability wise. We have that Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Venus entering Gemini. That's cool. Gemini, Venus is going to be in an air sign, so you and Libra are going to feel that. So basically, this was your ninth and your third house of Libra and Aries. But then when we move into Taurus season towards the end of the month, you guys, this is talking about your fourth house and your 10th house. So the energies move from Aries to Taurus. So everything that was in your third house is going to move to your fourth house of home. So this is emotion, Aquarius. This is emotion. This is emotional foundation, stability. This is the house of Cancer. So the fourth house is an emotional house. It's a house of our feelings, the house of our platform for our feelings. So, you know, we communicate about that first, and then we move into our foundation of that. So a lot of these thoughts that you've been having are going to really form a foundation in Taurus season as everything enters your fourth house of stability. So your fourth house is pretty strong. My fourth house is Taurus as well. So I have a pretty strong foundation, except for that it's on my south node. But enough about me. The Scorpio full moon on the 29th this month is going to be in your 10th house of career. So for any of those, any of you open, well, it doesn't really matter if you're open or not to it. The full moon is going to bring completions and new beginnings of light in your 10th house. So this is your career transforming. And we're going to talk about that more in my Scorpio full moon video. That's going to come out in a couple weeks. So if you want to, I don't know if you're subscribed to me, but I'm going to be coming out with a lot of videos. I got Saturn videos and Chiron videos coming out. And I do a video for every new moon and full moon. So if you want to check out the new moon message for Aquarius, for the Aries new moon, that's a video that I have out. So that's about it, guys. I think I go into more detail about all that stuff in the intro. But we're going to focus here on this Aries energy. Even though we're coming up on the end of Aries season, I believe April is very focused on who we are and what we value. So, you know, we need to determine who it is that we identify as. So what I've been doing is I'm getting a card for everybody's energy. So we're going to get a card to determine what energy you're working with, Aquarius. But before we do that, we're going to take a peek here underneath. So you have the Four of Pentacles and the Justice card and the Eight of Wands and the Tower, just like Capricorn had in Aries. So, okay, we do have the Tower here. Something moving very quickly, okay? And remember, this is Aries is your third house, so there could be this could be communication breakdowns. And you know, this is a card for communication, and it's fire. So this is your third house, something breaking down about communication. But then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So there could be like a third party financial situation, or just working together with other people very well in Aries season. So that's kind of interesting, Aquarius, that you have all these energies underneath you immediately. But what you immediately have behind you is the Four of Pentacles and the Justice card. So that's interesting that the Libra full moon is coming up here for you in justice and balance. So financial justice, you know, this is all about your career, Aquarius. This is definitely about your career this month. So I don't know if you're hanging on to a Libra or if you're hanging on to some sort of justice situation. But I just think this is you gaining financial justice, especially because you're going through that 10th house energy there. So we definitely had the Four of Pentacles. So Aquarius is just hanging on to something. You're keeping, it's no surprise that you're keeping hope alive and hanging on to something. This could be an attachment that you're hanging on to, and it may have something to do with your finances or something that you value. All right? So that's what's going on in that deck. And then let's see what's going on here. We did have the Four of Swords with the Seven of Cups, and then the Queen of Swords, and then the Libra card again. So Libra obviously is a very significant energy for you this month, being an air sign, being that we had a full moon there. I mean, the Libra full moon is definitely coming up for you. Balance, balance, learning from balance, expanding your balance expanding in your life. But we have Aquarius needing to meditate, and you needing to heal and spend some time in isolation praying, and this is just rest and rejuvenation. I mean, there's a lot going on right now. This Aries energy is, even if you're not doing anything, it can be very exhausting. So this is a need for you to pray and meditate, Aquarius. That's what's immediately under you. And it may have something to do with some sort of emotionally confusing situation, or you being able to see certain emotions or see certain feelings but not being able to reach them. Just be careful, because not every offer is a good offer. And now we have the Queen of Swords in the Libra card. So the Queen of Swords is an air energy. It is a Libra energy. So Libra is coming up very strongly. I see a lot of sword cards, but this is also you balancing out communication in Aries season. This is about you communicating in a balanced way, having mental clarity and balance. There could be something that you're not seeing. The moon is a very hidden energy, and then we have this blindfold here. So you want to balance out what you can see and what you can't see. And, we can't always get everything that we see, but, there's a need for you to rest, Aquarius. But we'll see what cards come out for you. We did have the Ace of Cups there, so I'm not sure if some of you are getting with Capricorn, but Capricorn got the Ace of Cups. So let's focus here on Aquarius energy for April 2018, and here is your overall energy. We have the Empress. Okay, so you guys are embodying the Aries energy, but just in a more feminine way. And this isn't Aries energy. This is an abundant energy. So Aquarius is abundant in April. And, this is Taurus. So maybe Taurus season is going to be a lot better for you, Aquarius, than what Aries season has been. And, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of happiness here, because we have the Four of Wands, a celebration. This is love. So this is love. And your overall energy is focused on some sort of marriage or union or lover. Definitely love. Definitely a Venus-focused energy. This is Aquarius focusing on their own abundance in April. But I really see this happening more so in Taurus season. This is a celebration of abundance that you could be sharing with another person. I mean, this is the marriage card. And you have the love card and the marriage card. So we'll go back to that, Aquarius, and see what's going on there. We have the Six of Pentacles coming out here, which is definitely a Libra energy. We have the balance scale back there. So let's keep shuffling for Aquarius to see what energy is coming out for them in the month of April. What is the message for Aquarius? So we had the Page of Cups come out and then flip back over, but we're going to put it down there. So definitely some synchronicities that you need to pay attention to. The Page of Cups is also a new love. So I don't know if you guys are working together with a new love coming in or what. But we have the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So definitely some emotion, which is that fourth house we were talking about of Taurus. Definitely going to be feeling a little bit more emotional towards the end of the month. Okay. So let's see if there's anything else for Aquarius. And now we have a significant chunk of cards. So let's see here. This is weird. This is the same kind of energy that Sagittarius had, but we do end the month with a full moon. All right, Aquarius, we have an interesting message here for you. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. So there is some financial work going on here, but we're going to see what's going on. Let's just take this from the top, explain these energies. I'm getting lots of messages here. So Six of Pentacles talks all about the give and the take. So it's interesting that we're going through that 10th house energy in Scorpio at the end of the month. You guys could have been feeling that at the beginning of April, or you're just feeling like balancing out your own values, I mean, we do have the bottom of the deck as the Eight of Pentacles, so this is you working on your own finances, creating something out of nothing, working on your own money, creating money out of nothing. So your career is coming up here, Aquarius, and I'm not sure if any of you have children or if you work around children, but there are a lot of children in this card, and then that balance scale in the back. So I don't know if there's a single mother that's significant for you guys, or if there's just, if you value the inner child of you. Some of you, you're taking care of certain children or something like that this month. But I just see that everyone has a coin here. And you have 2 coins in your hand if you signify yourself as that adult. But I don't know. Some of you could be one of those kids. This is your innocence. So this is about you receiving 3, 4. That's interesting. So the 3rd coin is being given to you. And there's one in that bag there. So this is definitely talking about your finances balancing out. And it may have something to do with new beginnings and completions happening in your career. I think career is very, very important for you in the month of April. You're definitely making some financial decisions, and definitely saving up some coin, making sure that you're giving as much as you receive, receiving as much as you give. So we start April off in that kind of way, in this kind of balance. I think you were pretty grounded coming into April and pretty balanced. I mean, we entered April with a Libra full moon, and this is your first card with the scales over here. So definitely some balance for you, Aquarius. And it could be balance that has to do with you giving and receiving certain money at work, maybe work balancing out at the beginning of April. And then we have some emotional concentration, though. I mean, this person is very concentrated on this cup here. And this is talking about synchronicities. So you're definitely distracted by some kind of cup. Because we have the Page of Cups and the Four of Cups right next to each other. So here is you very emotionally distracted by, I'm not going to say a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It could be anybody or anything. You're just emotionally communicating. The Page of Cups is an emotional message. This is a new love card too. So some of you are really focused on a new love. I don't know what the Six of Pentacles is about, because it just seems like it ain't a part of this reading. But it did come out for you, Aquarius. It came out right when I said your name. So it's there. Some of you, there's a new love coming in the work department. You guys could be working with someone who you're interested in or someone who you're emotionally involved in. You want to pay attention to the synchronicities, though, because this is talking about synchronicities coming from the universe. So the universe is trying to communicate with you, even if it's this octopus. Because usually the Page of Cups is a person who's talking to a fish that's inside of a cup. So this is emotional communication, communicating with sea creatures, which is basically your intuition. When you communicate like a sea creature, you're communicating emotionally. And when you communicate emotionally, you're actually tapping into your empathic intuition. So you want to use this energy with this new love offer. Pay attention to the synchronicities about any new love opportunities. And it also might have something to do with the Six of Pentacles. Could be like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, or a financially related love situation. But there are synchronicities that the universe is trying to show you and balance out with this Page of Cups. There's an emotional message coming in about this balance, about this value. This is about value being the same on both ends of the scale. So this isn't you valuing somebody more than they value you, or you valuing somebody more than vice versa. You valuing someone more than they value you, or someone valuing you more than you value them. Okay, there's synchronicities trying to communicate with you about, the alignment happening in this situation. But I am led to talk about your emotional distraction this month, because we have you really, really focused on this cup here. But at least the cup is saying something to you. This is communication, because it's the page, and every page is a new beginning. It's like so this could be like a younger water sign or something, because pages they're not as mature as knights. They're damn sure not as mature as the King of Cups. So this is like a Pisces, or someone who's just very emotionally immature, and the universe trying to show you synchronicities about this. But then we have you in very deep thought about this cup. So this could be the same cup, okay, but this is the Four of Cups. And there's a cup right there on the table, and this is a different Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups talks about this comes out when a person's distracted and not even seeing a cup. So, it's interesting that I see that. She's not looking at the cup. She's looking out the window. So you might be distracted, daydreaming a lot in April, especially the beginning of April, Aquarius. You could just be spending a lot of time really in emotional, deep thought about a person, place, or thing. Could be a certain emotional situation that you're very distracted by in the beginning of April. Throughout April, this is timeless, so these energies can happen, either way. But either way, I do see someone who's literally, like, if I tried to talk to this woman, she would not hear me. I could be telling her a whole story. I could be telling her the cure to cancer, and she is, like, not going to hear me. She is really, really in a different world. She is really focused on something that she doesn't have. There's emotion being hidden under the table here. So, I do see those 3 cups under there, Aquarius. And so it makes me wonder if there's not a hidden third-party situation that's not trying to be swept under the rug or hidden under the table. But those tables will turn. So if there's you or somebody else involved in a third-party situation, maybe that's why your cup is up here on the table. You're like, I am not going to involve my emotion in that. You can be kind of emotionally detached as an Aquarius. So, you could just be kind of emotionally in thought about something, but not necessarily emotionally available. And I'm seeing these 3 of cups under the table, so there could be some sort of third-party situation that you are either overly focused on or not seeing at all. So that's interesting. But I'm just getting different messages here. You're definitely daydreaming about something. I think there's emotions around you and available to you, but you're not necessarily focused on the emotion. Whatever's got you looking out the window in April, could be the weather. Could be like, when the fuck is spring coming? Like, people are distracted by different things right now. But whatever this is, it's very emotionally consuming, especially because it's coming out with this Page of Cups. So this 4 of Cups is staring at this Page of Cups. So there could be some sort of Page of Cups energy, which is usually Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or just some sort of emotional, maybe you really want an emotional communication to open up with someone, but it's not in April, or at least in the beginning of April it's not, but it's distracting you, like the stagnance of this emotional connection, maybe the lack of communication from this person has got you distracted. Like, you want to offer this cup and you're waiting for this person to turn around and see you, but you're just kind of staring at them and thinking about them a lot. I mean, this person is literally looking at this page, and then this person is looking at this cup. So you're looking at a cup, and they're looking at a cup, but you're looking out the window, ignoring this cup, and they're focusing right on this cup. So this person is focusing on emotion, and you might just be a little bit distracted by that. So that's interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there, Aquarius. All together, we have the 5 of Cups here. So there could be, you could be focused on something that that ended emotionally for you in the past, that you're really just confused about why it ended. You're like, well, mentally I get it, but emotionally I'm wondering why the hell this happened. And you're kind of just, you're very good at pretending that you're not distracted, Aquarius, but my cards are telling me that you are distracted, and I am feeling led to say that it's by a Pisces. Because we have 2 Pisces energies on the table, and we'll get to that here in a minute. And if it's not a Pisces that you're distracted by, then it is emotion. Because we have the Moon, and then we have the Temperance. So there's even a Sagittarius showing up here. There's a Libra. But, it can be any sign. So, first half of April is definitely a lot of synchronicities. A lot of balance, definitely a little bit in there about finances and the give and the take. And, I see you coming into April, just really got something on your mind, Aquarius. And, the Temperance is a patience card, so you really need patience for this situation. This is Temperance hanging out over here. And balance. So balance is coming up twice now. And patience is coming up now, too. So, you may be patiently waiting for something. Waiting for emotional clarity or something, Aquarius. So let's move on here to how the end of April, remember, these energies can happen whenever, but to me, this is the second half of April that we're about to go into. So this is present time. So we enter the second half of April feeling a little bit painful, Aquarius. We have the 10 of Swords. So this at least the swords are not stabbed into you like they are in the Rider-Waite deck. In this deck, the 10 of Swords are hung up above your bed like the 9 of Swords. except it's the Ten of Swords. So this is you, this is mental anxiety. You are an air sign, so there is something very mental taking place here, and this is emotional too. The Ten of Swords is a very painful, oftentimes it talks about betrayal, it talks about a loss or something like that. But since it's swords, it does talk about the mind. It does talk about communication and what it is that we're thinking. So you could just be feeling this way inside your mind. This is the second half of April where Taurus season comes in. So you could be feeling a little bit mentally, well, the reason why I brought up Taurus is because it's your fourth house of emotion. So all this emotion coming in at the second half of April, it could really get you feeling like this, Aquarius. You just really want to think about, you want to reflect and think about some of these energies. This is coming up right underneath the Six of Pentacles, though. So these cards have something to do with each other. This is the beginning of April and the end of April. So it's like, I think balance is going to help you in this time. Maybe you were getting less than you were giving. And you're just, the Ten of Swords is the completion. So there is something completing for you at the end of April. And it's a mental completion, which is the best kind of completion for an Aquarius. It may have you a little bit down and out. But remember, we had the Four of Swords underneath you at the beginning of this reading. So there is a need for you to meditate and relax and pray. This is you healing. Okay, there's something here that, mentally you really needed to rest. I feel that you're over focused on something and you're thinking yourself into a downward spiral. Okay, your thoughts are very heavy, Aquarius. It's actually quite hard to explain this Ten of Swords to you for some reason, because I think this is a personal pain. Like, this is different for all of you, but all of you have this heavy mental energy somewhere in your life. Now, we do have the sun shining. Okay, so you're going to gain mental clarity over this painful conclusion. You really are. It's going to be painful, Aquarius, but you're going to gain mental clarity. And you, as an air sign, as a stable, fixed air sign, mental clarity is literally so important to you. So you definitely want to honor this Ten of Swords, because this is all your pain. We have Chiron moving in the sky into your third house. So this could be painful communication that you're taking a rest before communicating. All right. And it's interesting because we have the Three of Swords after this. So the Three of Swords is coming up after the Ten of Swords, because this is literally the 13 of Swords. Now, there's no such thing as the 13 of Swords, but this is just telling me that this pain is very heartbreaking for you, Aquarius. It's very heavy for you. You're down and out over this broken heart of yours. And it could have been because of some new love offer that didn't work out, or some kind of Pisces heartbreak, or maybe just someone was emotionally immature. Maybe you were emotionally immature and that broke someone else's heart. I don't know. But there's something going on here, painful air energy. Now, this could be communication, though, because we have the three energy. So the third house is Aries for you, even though we're going to be in Taurus season, but we do have this Venus energy, even though Venus is going to enter Gemini. So this could be Venus in Gemini for you guys. Venus entering the third house of communication. And there might be some painful communication that comes in after that Venus enters Gemini on the 24th. You could just be in your head. This isn't very physical. This is like mental pain. So you're all up in your head about a mental heartbreak, but your heart could very well be broken. Some of you, I feel the need to mention a third-party situation. Some of you, there's a third-party situation with a Pisces that you're in your head about, or a third-party situation that you became aware of. That might be why there's such the Ten of Swords. Some kind of really painful completion. Something is completing for you at the end of April. I mean, there's going to be painful completions happening for all of us at the end of April, because we have that Scorpio full moon. So this is the transformation of, Scorpio, which is your 10th house. So, it could be very heartbreaking completion there. It might not be the easiest completion. Now, this is coming up right underneath the Page of Cups. So this emotionally immature energy is heartbreaking to you. And I'm not sure who is emotionally immature in the situation, but the Page of Cups can be quite immature. He can be quite distracted emotionally. So this is someone who's all about emotion, and being all about emotion sometimes can be an immature thing, because not everything in life is all about emotion. This is sounding like I'm talking about a Pisces. You know, maybe you just needed this water sign to be a little bit more intellectual about things, a little bit more mature, communicate a little bit more. Why are there so many words left unsaid I'm hearing? Why aren't you saying anything? Why are you so distracted by emotions from the past when clearly there's communication that needs to take place from the heart? Gemini, Venus in Gemini is going to help us communicate from the heart. It is. It's going to add abundance and beauty to the way that we speak. All right. Also, short distance travel. Some of you might be short distancing traveling away from somebody, and it might be heartbreaking, you know, the distance between you guys or something. So the fact that the Page of Cups is coming out on top of this Three of Swords, it tells me that this heartbreak has something to do with this Page of Cups. Could be emotional heartbreak. It could be a synchronicity that you see that just breaks your heart. I'm not sure. But either way, we have this Three of Swords very close to a Pisces energy. Very close to a water energy. So for those of you who aren't with a Pisces, this has to do with a water energy, like emotion, intuitive. Now, Pisces is your second house of value. So this could still be financial for some of you. Maybe you weren't being valued in a relationship. Maybe your values weren't being respected. So it broke your heart. And you're being asked to reflect on this. Okay, but we do see some sort of heartbreak here. Some sort of third-party situation that's painful. You know, I'm seeing a lot here, Aquarius. It's kind of interesting, but we do see this person in this garden crying, okay? And it's interesting because this person is almost on their knees. You know, they're hunched over. So this is emotion. This is somebody hunched over, about to fall down about emotion. And this is someone who just gave in. So this could be you. Some of you may have Pisces energy. I don't know. So just follow your own intuition here, Aquarius, and whatever message applies to you, just kind of, you know what it is. So second half of April looks a little painful. It looks like you're reflecting on pain the second half of April. Like, and this is seriously Taurus season for you. Taurus season is going to be good in some areas for you as far as being a fixed sign, as far as needing stability. But since Taurus is your fourth house of emotion and fourth house of home, you know, it is going to bring up a lot of this energy, which is the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Moon card. So, you know, it's interesting that we have the Moon here. Scorpio got this same card here. So you might want to check out the Scorpio reading. I'm really sure that Scorpio got the Moon card at the end of the month. And there might have been a couple other signs that got... A lot of us are getting the Moon card at the end of April because the Scorpio full moon. So this is a Pisces or a Cancer energy. So this is symbolizing Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio this month because of the full moon happening in Scorpio. So there is a need to reflect. Now this is looking like the Sagittarius reading as well. And now Sagittarius is hanging out right over here in your reading. So some of y'all are with a Sagittarius. Because Sagittarius got the Three of Swords and the Moon card as well. So either a Pisces is breaking up with a Pisces and a Sagittarius, Aquarius. But also, this is talking about a secret heartbreak. So that's what I was telling Sagittarius, is that under the surface, you are heartbroken, but nobody knows it. So this is like a secret heartbreak taking place. Others of you, just like I told Sagittarius, there's a secret third-party situation. So, you know, the moon covers things up, right? So this Scorpio full moon, it really might add light to what really is going on, which is our feelings. Deep down, Aquarius, you could feel like this Three of Swords, but you're so stable and smart and otherworldly that, you know, you don't give into your emotions a lot. So you guys can walk around with a broken heart and maybe not even know it. You might not even know it for yourself. But there is a lot of pain under the surface with you that's coming to the light in April, because we have the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Moon. So I'm not sure if this has to do with the Pisces or if it just has to do with the Scorpio moon. You know, this is the 10, so it's a completion. This is also your 10th house. So you could be thinking a lot about the completions happening in your career, because this literally talks about the number 10 and the moon. And the moon is going to be in the number 10 for you. So this is like something happening under the surface mentally. You could just be reflecting on your career at the end of April. Could be painful though for some of you. You know, I'm not liking this Ten of Swords with this Three of Swords right next to each other, because you know, you want to balance this pain out. 10 is a very even number, so at least it's balanced. You can always find balance mentally over this situation, but there is a mental completion happening, Aquarius, at the end of April that might be a little bit painful. But for every ending, there's a new beginning, okay? So you need to get this over with so that you can get to that Four of Swords and just relax and meditate so that you can heal. Okay, we do have the moon here with Sagittarius. This is a Jupiter energy. So we have the moon and Sagittarius here, two very beautiful cards talking about patience. We see the moon both in these cards. So I feel like that Scorpio full moon is going to be very significant for you guys. You know, it's interesting that Jupiter comes up because we're talking about the 9th house of Libra for you, which means this is all happening because of that Libra full moon. You're expanding on this energy, you know, you're reflecting. This Scorpio full moon, that is a fixed sign. Scorpio is a fixed sign. So this Scorpio full moon is going to have you reflecting on stability, mental stability, emotional stability, financial stability, spiritual stability, all of the stabilities, okay? You're a fixed sign. Scorpio's a fixed sign. So Taurus is a fixed energy. So this energy is all going to move into from cardinal to fixed. So we've already taken the actions, right? Hopefully. So now it's time for us to reflect on our own stability, reflect on things being balanced. Stability reminds me of the Libra. So this might not be Libra energy. It could be you trying to be stable as an Aquarius. So we have earth, air. So we don't have any, unless you count Sagittarius as a fire. I know we have wands here and Sagittarius here. But I'm looking at your cards and I see earth, I see air, I see water. Well, yeah, I see water. But we don't have any wands. But you have an underlying energy of the 4 wands. But you don't have any wands that came out for your actual reading, Aquarius. So that tells me that there's a missing passion. There's a missing fire element. So I don't know if some of you are missing a fire sign or some of you are walking away from a fire sign. But yeah, there's no fire here. Except for, look, we do have this little candle being lit here. So the Scorpio full moon might ignite a fire in you. You might want to light a candle around that time and just really reflect. I mean, we end the month here with you really reflecting on who you are, Aquarius. I mean, the moon card in this deck is really beautiful. So this is your 10th house of career. This is going to be a completion and a transformation for you. So it's death and rebirth, all right? And you might be looking at an older version of yourself like, I'm no longer you. Like, there's a new me. And, yeah, I've got to walk away from certain things. You know, we do have this moon card right underneath the 4 of Cups. So there's an emotional distraction this month with you, for sure. I do see emotional distraction. I see a lot of feelings underneath the surface. Nobody knows that you feel this way. Okay, so I don't know if that's reassuring or if it's painful for you. Maybe sometimes no one knows that we feel away and it's hurtful because it's like, why doesn't anybody see that I'm in pain? But others of us like it better when no one can see our true feelings. You know, that's a very Scorpio energy, hiding what you feel underneath the surface, but definitely ending the month with a moon energy, which is accurate because we're all ending the month with a moon energy on the 29th. So keep in mind that's secretive, though. This is secretive. I don't like to see the moon as that, but the moon it symbolizes things that are hidden. So you're hiding your heartbreak, Aquarius. You're hiding your pain. But if you're going to hide your pain, at least reflect on it independently. At least talk to the universe about it like you're doing here, okay? Find some sort of emotional water friend that you can confide in and talk about this pain with. Because a water sign is going to understand. And then that brings me to talk about this Temperance card, which is, this is peace, this is balance, this is patience. So this whole situation needs patience. Like your finances, even this character that has you emotionally distracted, even this heartbreak and this 10 of Swords, all of it needs patience. Okay? All of it needs patience. And it needs moderation. So make sure that this is stable energy. Okay, and we have this full moon here. So the full moon is going to restore a lot of balance and peace to your life, Aquarius. You know, and you don't have to give in completely to your emotion. You know, you can be like this Temperance card here and really, you know, moderate your feelings. Don't give in completely to them. Just reflect on them. It's okay to reflect as long as we're not reliving painful experiences. I just talked to a Scorpio about that the other day. So that was coming right from a Scorpio, which Scorpios are a really big player this month in April with that full moon going on. So I'm not sure if there's a significant Sagittarius or or something. But that's the Archangel Michael there for you. And that's a beautiful card, that Temperance card. And she is literally welcoming that moon. Her hand is raised to that moon. So the Scorpio full moon is really significant for you as far as reflecting on your inner light, letting certain parts of you that are no longer alive just die and burn away with passion, and you're going to rise from the ash. So that's the reading, but let's check out a little bit more about this Empress. You know, that's an interesting energy that you're embodying. I mean, maybe you're really feeling loving. Maybe you're feeling really abundant this month, Aquarius, or the universe would like you to focus on that. This is your overall energy for April. The energy that, like, if you were a card for April, this is you. This is Aquarius for April. And it's the Empress. So you're definitely embodying this. The Empress is all about love and abundance and, you know, her own personal resources. This is a fertility card. So some of you could be trying to get pregnant, or some of you could be trying to impregnate other people. But this is a very fertile energy, you know, and you could be feeling fertile like that because of all the emotion going on. But fertility is, you know, we also talk about how soil can be fertile, okay? So there's something here that wants to grow, some sort of love, but this is your overall energy. And then to back that up, we have the Four of Wands. Oh, and looky here, the Four of Cups, just like this card. So we have the Four of Cups twice in your reading now, Aquarius. So now I can talk to you and show you what I mean about the differences between these cards. This card is the traditional deck of tarot. This is how I usually see the Four of Cups, which is someone who is defensive. We've got these three cups over here. So I don't know if there's a third party situation that some of you are very much focused on in April. Like, you know, you're focused on these, and it doesn't have to be a three-way relationship. It can be like you, a person, and a child, you, a person in work. So, you know, no matter what these three cups represent, there is three situations, three people, three elements, three factors that you're very distracted. So now we're learning a little bit more about this Four of Cups in this deck. So you could even be a little bit defensive. See, this person is shown as defensive. But in this Four of Cups, this person is shown as not defensive. They're just distracted. Also, pay attention to that cup there. This cup is just kind of sitting at the edge of the table. She doesn't notice it. But this cup is being offered to you by the universe. So this is like the Ace of Cups. So I do believe that you are focused on love in April, because, oh my God, we have the Lovers, and I'm talking like that because look what we have under the Lovers, okay? I cannot make this up. So there's like a Gemini energy. This could be Venus moving into Gemini, but this is a Pisces, okay? This is coming up. Some of you, there's a Pisces. I see the Moon card is coming up twice now, and then we have the Page of Cups, which is Pisces as well. So some of you are really distracted by a Pisces love offer or just something. And this doesn't have to be Pisces, but I really think it is. This is the moon, okay? This is the moon. This is a hidden, you know, and sometimes people say that Lovers is a decision that you have to make between, you know, this could be you, distance. This could be distance between you and a lover, whether it's, you know, real distance or just metaphorical distance. But, you know, this is also, there's three people here. So some people consider this to be a third-party situation. So some of you are involved in some kind of third-party situation with a Pisces or with your feelings. So we have a hidden three-way. Even the moon here is with a 3, you see? So there's something hidden about Aquarius with love this month. I'm serious. Especially because we have the Four of Wands. So some sort of marriage or union, right? Even maybe with a Leo, because now we have Leo coming out, but the Leo is coming out after the Seven of Swords. So someone might, if you're an Aquarius, the Leo might not be the best option for you if they're acting like that Seven of Swords. But this has got me tripping. Because not only do I know more about the Four of Cups now I know more about the Lovers in this reading. So some of you very much are interested in Pisces individuals or a secret lover. Secret lovers, that's what we are. You might want to listen to that song, Secret Lovers. I'm not sure who that's by, but it talks about trying so hard to hide the way we feel. We both belong to someone else, but we can't let it go. Yeah, that's an old song. I haven't heard that in a long time. But secret lovers. Secret lovers. And then we even have that here. So if this moon does not symbolize Pisces, it symbolizes a secret. It symbolizes something hidden. So there's some kind of hidden lovers. Maybe this moon in Scorpio is going to reveal some sort of lover's energy. Now, Venus is moving into Gemini. So I think when Venus moves into Gemini, a lot of feelings are going to spark up with you, Aquarius. And, you know, as far as this Four of Cups, you do seem distracted by a Pisces energy. Or for some of you, if it's not a Pisces, you're being distracted by finances or something, because Pisces is your second house of value and finances. But you're shown here as kind of defensive, distracted. You're letting a third-party situation get in the way of what the universe is trying to give you, which is a brand new Ace of Cups. Like, do you see that little cloud? Like, hey, Aquarius, here's a cup from the universe. Here's a new emotional something or other. And you're just, like, not even responding because you can't hear. Like, you're so focused on this lover's situation, this third party with a Pisces. So that's an interesting reveal there, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on under the other deck. Wait, how did that go? We had the moon, the lovers, the Four of Cups, the Four of Wands. So I don't know about that too. We have that fourth house energy happening in Aries with you this month. So definitely 4-4. So you want to look up what the number 44 means in spirituality, because there might be a message there for you. But I do see the Four of Wands is a definitely a relationship, a marriage, a celebration. So Aquarius, you're focused on celebrating love, but some of you could be single, I'm seeing. Ace of Swords, communication, third house Aries. So definitely an Empress love energy. That's a very beautiful energy to have. Now we got this Virgo coming out for you, Aquarius, and Aries coming out in the fucking, what is this? The Hanged Man. So let's see what's going on here. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. So if this isn't you could be working with a Virgo, or you're working on your own, because the Virgo card means isolation. It means solitude. So you could be, you know, working more independently at work. You could be just kind of minding your own business. Maybe because you work with someone who you're interested in, and you're just trying to you're really trying not to, like, you know, especially if this has anything to do with that Three of Swords energy, and that if your values, if the second house, if that's why Pisces keeps showing up for you, then you're just trying to be independent. Like, you're just trying to protect your own value, and this is you working in a more isolated environment. You know, instead of mingling with a bunch of people, you know, you're not really being that Aquarius social butterfly at work anyways. Because you'd rather work on your own. This is you trying to stay focused, trying to let your inner light just guide you the way. This is you walking into a dark cave, though. You see that Hermit there? So I don't know if some of you are spending time in isolation. Okay, and now we have the Nine of Cups. So this is a wish come true card. So there is something here about emotional contentment or a wish coming true. Some of you could have to do with a Virgo or an Aries. Some of you might be confused between an Aries and a Virgo, because we have the Nine of Cups right in between the Virgo and the Aries. So this is literally between the first and the seventh house. Some of you are confused between who you are in your lifestyle. Some of you have a wish that you're making in Aries season. So I definitely see you just on your own a little bit, reflecting on your own emotional wants and needs. And then, you know, you are being asked to see something a little bit differently in Aries season. You're being asked to stay patient, even though this Emperor energy is like, let's go now, let's command right now. This is what that Emperor this Emperor looks kind of scary. To take a closer look, it looks a little bit scary there. So I don't know if you have an Aries in your life, but you're being asked to see this Aries in a different way. And now there could be some kind of wish with an Aries or something going on there. And then we have the Knight of Wands over here with the Five of Cups and the Magician and the Nine of Swords in the Six of Swords. So you're leaving behind this mental anxiety energy, being in the bed and in your head. You're in your head in bed. So what that means is at nighttime when you're supposed to be sleeping, all your thoughts run wild and it's hard to fall asleep. But it's okay because you're charging forward passionately away from this sad energy. Now, we had that Four of Cups twice, remember, and now we have the Five of Cups. So those 3 cups that you're focused on are going to dump over soon. You won't have that third party situation to worry about. You won't be celebrating anymore either. And then what's left is this Two of Cups, which is basically a soulmate relationship. Okay? So definitely an energy of love, Aquarius, and I don't know, interesting. You guys' readings always are very interesting to me. So I see you working a little bit more on your own. This could be you in your new career. You know, you have a lot of energy coming in your 10th house. New beginnings, rebirth, some sort of emotional fulfillment in Aries season, or just this is you in self-emotional fulfillment. But this is an Aries. So we have Virgo, Aries, Pisces, Sagittarius. So you got 3, the only mutable, you had the Lover's card over here though. So you had all the mutable signs show up for you. Pisces and Gemini. So that's interesting. We have Pisces and Gemini over here, the Moon and the Lovers. And then we have Sagittarius and Pisces on the table. So that's the Moon, that's Pisces and Sag. So all 4, and then, yeah, all Pisces and Sagittarius, Pisces and Gemini, and then Virgo, which is the opposite of Pisces energy. So I don't know what that might mean. Could mean a lot of things, honestly. But some of you are going to walk away into a temporary moment of darkness to gain a wish that you had. And this Aries season is commanding that for you. There's an Aries that is going to maybe help you with this emotional contentment. And then the last card we have here is the Hanged Man. So this is all happening to enlighten you, Aquarius. This is all happening to teach you patience. And it's so that you can see this at a different angle. This person like fell out of a tree and they're like hanging there. But it's okay. They're not seeing themselves as trapped or stuck. They're just giving into their circumstance. And like, well, if I'm hanging here, I might as well see things from this point of view. As long as I'm here, I might as well learn something from the situation. Because remember, the Hanged Man is all about enlightenment. So you are gaining enlightenment, especially in Aries season. All this is happening so that you can see yourself in a new way, Aquarius. So that, and let me tell you, this Three of Swords is right in the middle of your reading. So it has a lot to do with heartbreak and betrayal this month and sadness. But through all that, Aquarius, you are going to gain clarity. Remember how beautiful the energy that. So basically, this is the universe's advice for you. As long as you're staying lovely and beautiful, focusing on the beauty, focusing on the abundance for this month. You know, that's the key out of this. Because, I mean, come on now, the Four of Wands and the Empress, there is love in this reading. You know, it's just there. It's a celebration, an abundant celebration happening, some sort of party or something. Maybe a marriage. Some of you might be going to weddings, or maybe some of you find out about a pregnancy. But yeah, that is what I have for you, Aquarius. So if you have any questions, you know, as always, you can comment below. Find me on social media in the description box. But yeah, this is your message for April. I hope it was relatable and helpful. And I will talk to you around this time in Taurus season. Bye.